Barack Obama. And she said to me, Kerry, can you imagine how scary it was? You know, because in the Senate, everything's based on relationships. Everything's based on history. She said, for me to have to show up at work as a woman who was not supporting Hillary, I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. And I said, well, what made you do that? What did you do it? She said, he inspired me to get honest. She said, I was watching his speech in Iowa, and I was crying. And my daughter, like the Doyle guys, my daughter said to me, how can you look yourself in the face? How can you go to work every day knowing that this man is the best next president of the United States and not stand behind him? And she said, you're right, I gotta put aside this fear. I have to let go of this culture of fear and stand up for what I know is right. And that's huge. You know, because she said, I realized that I was letting myself be like a sharecropper in the early 1900s who was going to let somebody else tell me who to vote for out of fear. And I won't do it anymore. I'm not going to buy into that. You know, when I talked in the beginning about the people who put their lives on the line so that we would have a political voice, it's true for young people too. You know, it wasn't until the 70s that 18-year-olds could vote for the President of the United States. So you guys were being shipped off to fight a war in Vietnam in the 70s without having a say on who should be commander-in-chief. And young people fought for that right. So here we are. We've all fought our battles so that we can have our political voice, and now is our time to have it. And we should have it by voting for somebody who really represents us. And this is what I want to say is the most important thing to me about this candidate. Your Congressman Dixon talked about it. It's a big deal that Senator Barack Obama has not accepted PAC money, has not accepted money from lobbyists. Now, this is something that gets thrown around in the press, and people talk about it a lot, and he hasn't taken money from special interest groups. But I'm going to tell you what that means, because it's really important. Usually, elected officials take money from special interest groups because it costs hundreds of millions of dollars to run for president. It's really expensive. But then what happens is these special interest groups expect something. And the candidate who wins owes them something. Because those people put that candidate in office. So you have a candidate in office who basically owes favors to the oil industry, and owes favors to the pharmaceutical companies, and owes favors to healthcare. And that's how they have to make a lot of their decisions, is based on those favors. Barack Obama has done something revolutionary. He has raised equal or more money to Hillary Clinton by the American people, by people like you and me who have gone online and checked off $15, $25. I had a 72-year-old woman in Arkansas say, $3 when I said that. She shouted, I just sent in $3. People have just said what they have. And what that means is that when Barack Obama walks into that Oval Office in January, which I know he will, when he walks into that, the only group that he is going to be responsible to is us. American people. Imagine that. Somebody who sits down and is thinking about us, not about the few people who make the most money, not about the top 10%. He's not running to be the president of the most powerful corporations. He's running to be the president of the United States. He's running to be our